Hey everybody, Ed here with the Digital Digest, and today I wanted to give you guys a follow-up on my experiences and impressions with the Archos Gen 8 Internet tablets. Now previously I reviewed both the Archos 70 and the Archos 101. Both at the time were running Android 2.1, but since November 30th they've both been updated with Android 2.2.1, aka Froyo. Now there have been a lot of expectations associated with this Froyo update, both from a performance standpoint and a battery life standpoint, as well as, most importantly, a Flash web experience standpoint. So the first thing I want to address, since I've already shown you guys both reviews on both devices and how to install the Android Marketplace, I want to show you how Flash is working right now, because that was one of the key complaints with the rollover to Froyo, since Archos did not provide a certified Adobe Flash plugin that was optimized for this device. So as a result, you are able to install the Adobe Flash plugin from the Marketplace hack that I showed you guys in my most recent video. However, it isn't going to work perfectly. I'm going to show you right now. This is the YouTube desktop, not mobile version of YouTube, and this is my review of the 101, so let me just start it. General web browsing, let me take you guys back to the home screen. Again, I haven't had any time to play with this, so you're looking at the stock overlay that Archos employs. As you can see, your music panel, your video panel. I can just throw on some video so you guys. Okay, so I think you get a pretty good idea of what I'm talking about when I say that the Flash plugin that's currently in the Marketplace is not optimized for this device, and that's why Archos directly addressed that being a key issue, since most customers are excited about having a Flash-based experience on this device. So do know that an update is in the works. I believe it's imminent, and I think Archos has a lot riding on this product. They are a small company, and this is a very hot product right now, so they've got a lot riding on its success, and I think by meeting that November 30th deadline, or I should say promise, for a Froyo rollout, they did show that they are still really trying to stay on top of making this product a winner. Again, I want to reaffirm, really happy with both the 70 and the 101. The 70 is really meant to go outside and travel with you. Not that the 101 can't, but the 101 is better suited for home browsing, at least from my experiences. It's much more like the iPad in terms of its practicality. The 70, on the other hand, can also double as an e-reader, and as I showed in one of my previous videos, it could even act as a Logitech Harmony universal remote. Not to say that the 101 couldn't, but the 101 is a little bit large to be using as a remote. So let's jump out of YouTube here, out of the browser. As you guys can see, I'm running Launcher Pro. Also wanted to show you, a lot of people have been talking about the performance of the processor, going down from 1 gigahertz clock to an 800 megahertz clock. And basically what I think a lot of people have to realize is that even though Archos claims they did this to improve battery life, which I do believe, I would like to see it back at 1 gigahertz, because the battery life was very good when it was running 2.1 in the original capacity and clock speed rate. So that would be nice. But again, the important thing to remember is that Archos does have the processor working on an on-demand scale, so that if an application does require more processing power, it will bump up to the 1 gigahertz. So an example would be, let's say, web browsing, something a little more, intensive. Let's take a look at Angry Birds for a second. I know that's popular pretty much across the boards with everyone. Wanted to just show you guys that in full screen and just how it runs. This is the Seasons edition. Haven't really dabbled with it myself. So let's go ahead and play. So let's see what I could do here. Okay, so not so great on that second slingshot, but I think you guys get the idea. The Archos really does a nice job of giving you a full Android experience, which right now, as I mentioned before, really can only be had with the Galaxy Tab outside of this product. Everything else is pretty much a half-baked device, and I'm still really enjoying using this both in the 70 in different respective ways. Again, the 70 leaves the house, the 101 doesn't. Other things I want to talk to you guys about, just as as part of the Froyo update. A lot of people have been messaging me about using task managers because I mentioned that I wasn't running a task manager. And they said, Froyo doesn't require a task manager. Look, Android at its base is, the Android OS is not meant to really need a task manager. It's supposed to manage multitasking on its own. However, you will find yourself with almost any Android device at one point or another going to that task manager. Now, Archos does have a standard one, as you can see here, and you can use that one. Some people will like using it, others won't. As you can see, currently free memory is only 64 megabytes. Another one of the biggest criticisms of this device, and that's not having quite as much memory as we would have liked to have seen out of it. I'm trying to think of anything else that's really important to let you guys know. A lot of the questions I've also been getting pertain to the viewing angles of the 101. Are they a deal breaker? I say absolutely not, because the 101 really offers so much at the price point. I mean, it's only $25 more retail, than the $275 70. So if you really are looking for screen real estate and a more iPad-like experience, even though I cringe at even using such a reference, then the 10-inch is definitely the way to go. If you're looking for that mobile experience, the 70 right now, in my opinion, is one of the best products out there, only outdone by the Galaxy Tab. So that says a lot, considering the Galaxy Tab is more than twice the price of the Archos 70. Anyway, on the whole, Froyo update, pros and cons, there are both. However, I think this is a step in the right direction, and the update we'll see from Archos soon will probably just make this more of a complete device, and that flash will really be fully functioning across the board. Also, last point I want to make is I have not seen a major difference in any of the other functionality. A lot of users on various forums have talked about browsing getting slower and just things getting more bogged down. I haven't really seen that, even when I'll just throw up the marketplace here. As you can see, no graphical issue like there was with the APK that originally Charbox put out a tutorial for. So that's one of the reasons in my other video I showed you guys the other APK method other than the one that Charbox provided, because it seems that this one has fixed a lot of the forced closes and other issues. I keep saying last thing, but I don't want to neglect to show you guys the YouTube app, the latest one for Android, functioning and actually functioning really well on here. Again, that's what I'd be using. If anything, I'll just jump to my channel and pull up the same video we were watching before, just to demonstrate that much more finger friendly, even though I had a little lag there. Throw on some video so you guys can see what that performance is. You'll see this performs smoothly. On that note, I'm going to agree with myself. Enough of that. But as you can see, the YouTube app definitely works really well. That was in the high quality mode. So that's a great feature now, bringing high quality YouTube video without any kind of stuttering at all to both the 10 and 7-inch model. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Any questions or comments, please feel free to post them. And of course, as usual, feel free to subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Later.